3 ways to tie your boots. So I cleaned my boots, they're well conditioned, and they are ready for hunting season. I'm ready for hunting season. And so what a better way to start lacing your boots? So I'm running the Crispi boots. They're the women's altitude boot. I've been running these for 3 to 4 years now, and I'm never going back to another boot. I absolutely love these boots. I've tried several different brands, and because I have hobbit feet, I have a wide foot with a narrow heel. A lot of the times I would find pressure or like just get a burning sensation on the outside of my feet, and a lot of times at the bottom of my feet, because I would buy bigger boots, wear thicker socks to allow more room in the toe box, and then my foot would end up sliding. It was a mess. It was not a good situation. And with it Crispi, I have found that my foot is nice and secure. It's efficient. I like it. It's comfortable. And the thing is, when it comes to your boots, y'all invest. All right, invest in your boots so that you are taking care of your feet. Because without your feet, like if your feet hurt, you're done for. All right, so let's take care of the feet. Invest in good quality boots. Okay, before we even get into like lacing techniques, we have to ask the question, okay, do we lace from the outside in of the eyelet, or do we go from the inside out of the eyelet? And yes, there is a difference. And if you don't know what the eyelet is, the eyelets are these little round circles that the laces actually go through. And then up here are the quicker laces or quick laces. There is a difference between what direction you go from the eyelet. And it depends on the type of hiking that you're doing. If you are a general hiker, you're not really carrying a heavy load on your back, you're walking a fairly maintained, a well-groomed path, and you're not going up and down super steep terrain, I would do the inside out method, right? So coming from the inside of the eyelet to out. That's going to give you a snug fit with your lacing, but also a lot more comfortable. So if you're through hiking, or if you have a medium-sized pack, this is what I would do, right? If you are going up and down steep terrain, if you have a heavy pack, I would go from the outside in, because this is going to give you a more rigid lacing and really lock in your foot. So you have zero sliding back and forth. It locks in your heel so you don't have any slippage, and it's less likely for you to get a blister. Of course, that is just a recommendation. You do what you want. You do you. All right. But those are my recommendations. Now, with lacing, you don't have to do the traditional crisscross method. There's a lot of different ways that you can lace a boot. Oftentimes, say you're mid-hike, you could do a toe relief lacing. So what you would do is you completely delace your boot, and then say your boot starts tying at the first eyelet. Well, to relieve that pressure in the toe box, you could start lacing at the second eyelet instead. That way there's not as much pressure or tightness around your toe box. Then go to your local Crispi store and get you some Crispies. Throw away those boots. All right, so if you're having pressure and your feet are just being jammed in your toe box constantly, you may need a different boot. All right, so that is just a temporary relief. All right, so a toe relief to help relieve that toe box. Now, as I'm lacing, all right, so say you have high arches, all right, so this is pretty typical for people who have high arches. They'll have pain at the top of their foot. What you could do is a window lacing. Say I have pain right here. Instead of crisscrossing at that junction where I feel that pain, go up, right? So lace vertically instead of crisscrossing. And then once you have that relief, then you could go into their traditional lacing. All right, so now I've created this window lacing to relieve that pressure. Again, this is usually for people who have high arches. Now, for me, one of my favorite lacing techniques, because I had mentioned that my foot usually slides and that I have kind of a burning sensation at the bottom of my foot. If you have that issue, right? If you have that trouble, your boots are, or your feet are moving back and forth within your boot. So what you could do is a surgeon's knot. Okay, so I laced my boots crisscross normal style, and then right when that junction is, right, so where my foot meets my leg, right, my ankle, I would do a crisscross. Okay, so I'll tie my shoe like I'm about to do bunny ears, right? So I did one crossover and then two crossover, tighten up, and now that locks in all of this right here. So my foot isn't going to be moving. It locks it in, and then I go into my normal crisscross all the way up. If I want a double security, just a double heel lock, all right, so if I want to add a heel lock to this surgeon's knot over here on the side, so you'll see two relief eyelets. Okay, so you're going to go straight up on both sides, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come over and you're going to bring that lace behind it and then come around, right? So same thing on this side. Okay, so we'll with the laces, right? So after that initial crisscross, you come straight up, those quick releases, you go behind that lace, come forward, and then you just tighten. See how that tightens up that around that ankle? Your foot ain't going nowhere, right? So that is a heel lock. So that was a bonus for you. All right, so I showed you the toe relief, I showed you the window, and then I showed you the surgeons, and then the heel lock. So there you go. I hope this helps you with you lacing your boots, taking care of your feet, because y'all, the feet are the foundation to our adventures. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And other than that, get out there, go live your adventure.